Good evening, Ruskin enjoyers. Hope they're right, because it's time to talk about post-Christmas 2026, potentially the best time to sell your Ruskins. So, sit back and relax. I'm going to start yapping. So, whilst it's technically the 27th of December, and I'll showcase that in a second, I want to talk about what I've been up to over the course of December 26, or technically like the past 12 to 14 hours. Ladies, gentlemen, Ruskin enjoyers, I'd like to confirm now's probably the best time to sell your Ruskins. So I just want to make a point that, hey, look, I uploaded the Rust rotation for Christmas week 2, December 25, 2025. I actually kind of recorded that a little bit earlier, or rather, again, like over 12 hours ago, because I recorded the first portion literally on Christmas Day, but then I fell asleep. So I finished it off recording in the morning for December 26. But I did make a point and a reference in regards to, hey, look at my money, my funds on my Steam account. And then, of course, in my predictions video, I made another point in regards to that. Basically, you'd have noticed that I've got quite a bit more funds. But what gives? What's going on, Hedge? Well, of course, I'm selling my skins. I'm fully well aware. Typically, the best time to sell your skins is either the very beginning of the year, so around, January time, or around the summertime. Typically, around these periods of time, people aren't working as much and people just aren't, in school. So, of course, right now, it is the 27th of December, as I could point out to you, and it is a little bit late. As I said, I'm talking about what I did over the course of the 26th of December. And so, right now, a lot of people just aren't working as much. A lot of people are out of education. Well, they probably still have homework and whatnot, but you get the idea. People have a lot more time to spend, well, to themselves. And, of course, getting shouted and screamed at all over in Rust. But lots of people did turn up today. So, let's just switch over to here real quick, because I just want to talk about how I got started at the beginning of today, right? So, as you can see over to here, £192. You might sit there and say, well, what's that? Well, it's around $250 USD. How much do you reckon I sold over the past, 12 hours? Don't look at the top right. Don't look at the top right. I'll spoil it. Anyway, let's switch over to here and show it to you. So, I'd like to confirm I'm now up to $567. Or actually, let me just refresh. Maybe it's gone a little bit more. And a little bit more. Get a good look at all the listings. I have quite the variety. Some of those skins are quite valuable. Some of them, not so much. But I'm trying to see what I can sell. I'm just getting a good idea. Perhaps right now it's not even the best time to even sell your skins. What do you mean by that? Well, don't worry, I'll explain some things in a bit. But let's just make a point of this. On December 26, 2025, we actually peaked up to almost 173,000, which is pretty good. Not going to complain about that. And also, you'll notice that the average player count is improving quite nicely. Our expectations were a lot of people are going to turn up for December time. And, of course, January Forcewipe time, which, by the way, is the 1st of January 2026. But that was with the hopes of the Naval update coming out in December. That's not happening now. Of course, it's coming out in February time. Let me just remind you, last year, in the lead up to post-Christmas, we had 112,000 average player count for the whole month of December 2024, which was absurd. And, the peak player count was also pretty good as well. But with that strong lead in, we had a very, very good January 2025. So just over 124,000 here with a peak player count. At one point, we had the peak player count, like the highest we ever saw in Rust in total, almost 260,000, which was, of course, pretty absurd. But, of course, if you can remember, post-Christmas, 2025 was really good. I was making a lot of sales. The profit was sweet and delicious. And, well, after that, February, it was pretty good as well. It was almost as good as January. But, yeah, that's what we want to see again. That's what we're hoping for. And considering we had the Naval update in February Forcewipe for 2026, well, could we actually see a bit of a reversal and we end up seeing more people turning up for February instead? Well, I don't think that'll happen because, of course, we still have a lot of people with time off at the moment. I honestly think January Forcewipe 2026 is going to be pretty good. Now, I'll be 100% honest with you. I don't think it's going to be good as last year. Although I still think if it's just as good, I think we're going to still be able to sell skins pretty nicely. We're going to be able to walk away with some sweet, delicious profit. You get the idea. I've got a lot of accounts. How about I just give you a nice little quick preview? So here you go, take a look at that. I have 8 accounts, but the 9th one, you may recall, that's the Road to Big Grin account. I need to hop onto that today. Whoops. But, I've been keeping track of all the funds I had in these accounts. And, of course, today, I've been making some sales. So we'll keep track of how things turn out over the course of the next week or so. I'm kind of expecting that we fall just short of 110,000. But let's be honest with you, all right? Let's just be real here. If it's like a few thousand off compared to the previous year's December, it's still very, very good. So, all right, just stay a little bit optimistic. But now, let's talk about the sales I've been doing. So, just get a look at this. Oh, that's not enough. Let's get all of this. Whoa. Let's also go like full screen. So, a nice bit of variety. Certain skins that are pretty valuable from certain collections. Some of them, not really, but just independent. And they just so happen to be quite high in price as well. So, I made the decision to start listing certain things, and I'm quite happy. I have made over $500 just in this account right here, literally on December 26th. And yes, I have been making some sales on other accounts as well, but just this specific account right here, yeah, over $500. So yeah, maybe that gives you the indication that maybe it's a good time to consider selling your skins, if you want to. Again, maybe it might not be the best time to sell your skins immediately right now. So let's just quickly go over that. As we were alluding to, we are expecting still a lot of people to turn up for January Forcewipe. Yeah, it might be on the 1st of January. Some people might be a little bit hungover, let's be truthful here. But I am expecting a lot of people to turn up regardless, all right? We might not have the Naval update, but we are still expecting a ton of people to turn up, play Rust, enjoy themselves, and feel the need to buy certain skins. So, of course, with a lot of people playing, we expect a much bigger demand for skins in general, which of course leads to the prices being even better. Prices have been spiking up regardless, and it's totally fine to sell some skins right now if you want to. I kind of need to. Let's not forget, my account, we got this set up back in the middle of November 2025. Over 55,000 skins, but with post-Christmas rolling in perfectly. Before, it was like rated at about $78,000, $79,000. Look at it now, $90,000. And I haven't even changed a thing. $90,000, $10,000 gain. All because it's now post-Christmas. All because suddenly everybody wants to buy skins. Well, fair enough. I'm not complaining. Could it go up even higher, though? I do expect it. It'll probably be like the first week of January or maybe the second week of January. But we also question, could we see that momentum stick as we get closer and closer to February time when, of course, we have the Naval update? It's definitely something I keep on questioning, but feel free to offer your own opinions. Feel free to comment below what your thoughts are in regards to that. But yeah, just to truly emphasize that like prices are improving. This is still a locked account, but the prices still fluctuate, and that is doing very, very good. And this is the inventory leaderboard over to here. Hedge is still 8th overall, but hey, $91,000 worth of skins. I'm not complaining. Let's now go ahead and start yapping about what we see on the front page. Refresh. Right. Typically, a good indicator that the economy is doing well is when the camouflage skins start rising up in price ever so nice. So what we have right here is the Whiteout Hoodie. Now, you've got a bit of a straggler right there. The actual prices at the moment are about $26. Barter's going up to just over $20. All right, no complaints there. Scroll, 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 scroll. Look and see how it's been behaving recently. It was slowly trending upwards, but literally, the second it's post-Christmas, bloop. Oh, well, what's that then? That just so happens to be the new all-time peak price we've ever seen. Oh. Okay, well, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's pretty nice. But this also just kind of showcased you in the past how things have behaved. So let's just grab this right here. This is the timeline of events that we should be prepared for. So towards the very end of 2024, autumn fall seasonal dip happened, but the prices rise up ever so nice, and then we have post-Christmas. So this is 2025. The prices rise ever so nice, but it doesn't last forever, and eventually the prices go back down again. Around February, March, April, we tend to see the prices drop off, and we tend to have a bit of a dip. In this particular instance, it doesn't really drop off that much. And then, of course, we enter the summertime, and oh my, that reached a very nice price around August time. But then autumn fall seasonal dip drops again. But of course, post-Christmas is about to happen. Rises, rises, rises. And well, the Whiteout Hoodie and all the other Whiteout skins very likely have elevated to a new level. And you might sit there and say, what on earth are you on about? Well, if you could just see how things have panned out over the past like few years, you see when we have dips, it goes down. And then when our prices rise, it goes up. Like, we don't see dips that go all the way back down to this price ever again. So yeah, dips here, but only does like the peak that we see there is like the best that we see like over to here. Like it's ridiculous. But yeah, once we reach a new step, we don't go down that much anymore. So the Whiteout collection, especially this hoodie, chances are that's just going to keep slowly rising up in value more and more and more if it goes unchallenged. So as long as Face Punch never accepts any other white clothing and armor, which, you know, we've been asking for, but they just don't seem to want to do it. I know we have like comics collection and all that, but yeah, it's still like uncontested. It's still the best option. Now, speaking of, in regards to that type of like discussion, Seeker MP5. You know, during Seeker Summer 2025, when there was tons of hype for all these transparent aim sight weapons that looked awesome, there's like a lovely touch, a lovely bit of creativity and whatnot. This Seeker MP5 has a ridiculous amount of transparency. When you aim down, a lot of the like bits and pieces are cut out. They're not on the way, and you get so much more vision, or rather, just a little bit more. But it doesn't matter. Just having that little bit more, you know, the edge, the advantage. Oh, that's caused this to go up in price ever so nicely. But it did about 65,000 subscribers. Let's just remind all of you what happened. It went down in price pretty quickly. It got as cheap as about $1.50. And remember, this was a $3 skin. But at the peak of like the summer, it rose and it just rose and rose and rose, and it went all the way up to about $3.50. So this actually did work out quite nicely initially, but then it went back down again. Autumn fall seasonal dip. But as you see over to here, since October time, it's been slowly moving upwards. What's this all about? Well, it's post-Christmas. Oh. So we've also noticed that moment here, right, you know, as well. The spike in demand has happened simply because it's post-Christmas and more people playing Rust again. If this goes uncontested, if nothing ever comes out that has just as, like, the same amount of transparency this has, it's only going to keep going up in price. It's in a very, very interesting spot. You might recall back in the summertime, this had about 2,000 listings at one point, now has less than 400. Look at it again next year, it'll probably only have about 100 quantity. It might be double the price. If we don't see like a Twitch drop, a Kilt drop, or something in the Rust store that has just the amount of, like, same amount of transparency as this, it'll just keep rising up. So, do you want to sell now? We don't know what happens next, do we? I do have about 40 of these. They all came through with a barter. Initially, I was a bit upset, but then, well, I don't think I am anymore. Although I should say, this sold for $3. You need to wait a little bit longer until it becomes profitable. Otherwise, if you sold now, you had to sell less than. Remember, like the taxes and whatnot. So, okay, fair enough. Understood. So, yeah, Seeker MP5, you worked out quite all right, regardless with the amount that you sold. And let me be real here. Around 65,000 subscribers, but chances are it probably has about 100,000 of these in circulation. Do not be surprised by that thought. So, all right, fair enough. Island Assault Team Kilt. The Roadsign Kilt. Why are you bringing this up, Hedge? Because I invested into it. So, quite some time back, we saw the Island Assault collection roll out, and a lot of people were behind it. A lot of people were hyped up for it, and a lot of people were actually invested into it. Starts off with tier 3, then we get the gloves and the boots, then we get the hoodie and pants, and then we get the tier 2. There's a bit of a problem with the tier 2 because once it came out, nothing really was going to come out after it to give it a boost. And also, it sold a little bit too much. So let's just quickly remind you, tier 3 did about just under 20,000 subscribers each. And between these two pieces here, they had about 20,000 subscribers. Boots a little bit higher, gloves a little bit lower. You get the idea. But then eventually, the hoodie and pants are accepted. This went over 28,000 subscribers. This went over 27,000 subscribers. There's a lot more of these in comparison to all of these. We thought this was doomed. But then literally the very next Rust store, oh look, tier 3's here. I mean, tier 2's here, tier 2. So the Roadsign Kilt, the coffee can, and of course the vest. They appear, and they do about 35,000 subscribers each. So we thought like 7,000 and 8,000 a little bit too much. These end up doing even more. So unfortunately what happened is these dropped off because there was just far too many of them. The demand wasn't there, unfortunately, to get the prices up. But if we switch back over to here, I can confirm we are getting close again to matching up to its Rust store price, which is absolutely lovely. However, there's a bit of a problem here, and I'm sure you can notice it immediately. One very smart individual thought, you know what? I'm going to go unload all of my stock immediately. Please don't do this. Please don't unload all your stock. Please don't dump your stock, because, well, think of it this way. It's not going to be me sitting here and saying, oh, think of everybody else. What have you done? No. Think of yourself. You're ruining your own potential profits. Perhaps if he did not list these, like if this wasn't here, this very likely would have risen up a little bit more. This very likely would have gone over its Rust store price. This very likely probably would have got all the way up to $1.72 because then there's a 44 there. Hey, we'll see how it goes. But if the other people didn't do this, we actually would probably have noticed a nice rising in price. Here's hoping it gets destroyed, or, you know, it gets like completely cleaned out or something by the time we go through the January Forcewipe. Like, did you truly appreciate the Grayout? Did you truly appreciate the Island Assault collection? I should point out the tier 3 is up for contention for the Rust Skin of the Year. So, Oh, well, that's interesting. Anyway, just wanted to point out that something like this that crashed and burned real badly, let's go ahead and showcase that to you, even this recovered. So this came out, sold for $1.49. It goes down, 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 down. Lowest point, about 60 to 70 cents. Oof. Now it's up to $1.33. The wonders of post-Christmas. Yep, some new things might struggle and suffer, but inevitably they will rise back up in price again. So yep, let's not forget this is in demand. It did almost 200 sales in the past 24 hours. So something like that, you would agree that is, people actually want it. People actually, want to grab it and buy it all the time. You get the idea. So cool. It's nice to see that you've improved, but could you improve even more so? Well, to be honest with you, I won't be surprised. Again, we're still expecting even more people to turn up for January Forcewipe, so we'll see how it goes. So, yeah, that worked out all right in the end. Let's also showcase to you Blackout, so let's just open this up. $9. Is it its brand new all-time peak price? Let's go ahead and find out. And I can confirm, yes, it is. So, over the many years, we've had some rises, some drops, some rises, some dips, some rises, some drops. So just to quickly point out, we start the year, things are good, post-Christmas, prices rise ever so nice. Then around February, March, April time, that's the Easter dip, prices drop down again. They kind of stagnate for a while, but then of course it's the summertime, prices rise up again, potentially reaching brand new all-time peak prices there as well. But then after that, autumn fall seasonal dip, but then after that, Christmas, and of course preparations for post-Christmas. So yeah, things work out quite all right. This is actually fairly reliable, and if you happen to own one of these, get some quick funds. Selling it for $9 right now is probably the best. It's its highest price ever. Right, so cool. Then we have the Gingerbread Sheet Metal Double Door. I just wanted to talk about this a little bit more because, if you saw this in the Rust store, you'd be incredibly surprised to see that it just didn't sell that much. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. There you go. I thought initially that would do about 30,000 subscribers. Then after a while, I looked at it and thought, wow, you're not going to even go above like 26,000 subscribers. Well, it didn't even go over 25,000, let alone it just barely reached over 24,000 subscribers. I bought 200 of these. The transparency it has, the design of it, it's just tasty. Some sweet, delicious looking profits. Oh yes, I'll happily accept them. But yeah, look at the window right there. That is a ridiculous amount, and it's head height. And it glows. We did kind of question, with a skin like that, technically it is a Christmas skin, could it still be susceptible to struggling to retain its price? When Christmas skins are out of season, they are expected to drop off pretty quickly. And out of season most likely starts around like New Year's Day, January 2026, perhaps. But yeah, these did not sell as much as that we initially expected, so that's looking pretty interesting. But with this current Rust store, I mean, there's no pay-to-win skins here. They're all expected to just drop off, so, oh dear. Anyway, keep an eye on this. It's special. I think a lot of people are just going to completely ignore the fact that it's technically a Christmas skin. They just want a nice pay-to-win sheet metal double door in their inventory. That started off at $2.49. It's already pushing up to $4. Considering, bombshells over $10, maybe that might reach that price as well. Oh, we'll see. But yeah, I bought 200 of them. We did the abnormal barders. It looks like it was going to be special, and no regrets, no complaints. So, just remember, if you're going to make the best potential profits, make sure you list no more than 5 listings, right? Sell them in batches. Now, you might sit there and say, but I don't want to sit there and list 5 all the time. Trust me, this is how you get better profits. Take it from the guy with a $90,000 plus inventory of skins, okay? Didn't mean to flex, but we kind of need to point that out just so you could agree with me. Now, you don't have to agree with me. You can dispute it. Feel free to comment below. But, yeah, I've done this many times in the past. And, those brand new Steam controllers and Steam decks, oh, someone's got to pick them up. So I'm just saying. Anyway, it might take a while for everything to sell. But once you notice certain things have sold and you've, cleaned it out, just go back, look at your inventories and list them again. So let's just have a little practice session here. Okay, I've got the tempered garage door. It's £5.50 my currency. Let's go over to here. Let's just look at sales history. Just to point out the highest bar is $4.50. But what's that in dollars? Let's go ahead and find out. So I'll go ahead and do this. $7.25, highest bar is $6 plus. So let's go ahead and look at the sales history. Is it a good time to consider selling now? Oh, well then, that's a bit awkward. It's been higher price in the past. Perhaps with more and more garage doors appearing, maybe it's not so special anymore. perhaps you might have to take into consideration in recent times, it's been on a bit of a downward trend. Maybe selling it now probably wouldn't be too bad of an idea. Maybe wait it out a little bit longer if you don't feel the need to sell immediately. But if you were looking to sell it for a nice bit of profit, you're going to have to sell it eventually at some point within the next 2 or so weeks. So, fair enough. It's not an immediate rush, but yeah, you get the idea. So just by looking at that, I thought, you know what, maybe it's better off I don't sell it right now. Let's just leave it a little bit longer. Now I've got to go ahead and try and find a skin that we want to sell right now. So what could be a good shout? What could be an interesting consideration? You know what, let's go ahead and look at this Valentine's gift sleeping bag. Were you bought out, or is there actual genuine demand here? So I'm looking at the bar orders, and I'm thinking, wow, that's pretty high. What's going on here? Did people actually want to have a nice Valentine's sleeping bag just before Valentine's Day? Let's look at the sales history. I mean, the bar orders look pretty okay, but it does kind of appear out of nowhere. Is this getting manipulated? Show liquidity. Looks kind of all right, and it's been slowly trending upwards. Well, I mean, it's been a lot faster rising up as of this here. Keep an eye on that. That's a little bit suspicious. And with all these bar orders suddenly above like $2, it is a bit odd. Well, I own a decent amount of them. Maybe I'll just wait it out a little bit longer. But by default, if I wasn't suspicious of this, I'd happily list mine. I wouldn't even question it. But I'm just kind of curious what's going on here. If it's being manipulated, I'd rather wait and see how high it goes with the manipulation. Then I'll consider selling. Yeah. So here you go. Military hoodie. Yep, that's a good shout. Currently sitting here at just over $4, I believe. Come on, load it up, please. It's a bit slow because I've got a VPN on because, well, just imagine all the request issues I've had today. So yes, can confirm $4.60. Wow, and the bar is going up to $3.50. Is this a good consideration to sell right now? Yeah, it's a new all-time price. I mean, it's a bit debatable, but yeah, I think that is. I think that would agree with that. So, all right, cool. If you're genuinely looking for some good profit, now would be a good consideration. So there's an option there. So do you understand what I did? I looked at a skin. I quickly looked at its details on the Steam market. So yeah, let's go ahead and look at Reptile Hunter Pants, for example. Has it been a higher price in the past? That's what we want to find out. And then we'll look at recent sales and question, could it actually rise up in price anytime soon? So $4.70. Scroll. I look over to here. Well then, just remember, that was the jungle hype. Lots of people anticipating with the jungle update, green clothing and armor was going to be like super necessary. And it kind of was. It does kind of blend in very nicely in the shaded parts of the jungle and all that. But yeah, we're going to take a while till we reach back up to the price like that. Realistically speaking, I don't expect anything like that to happen for quite some time. I don't think we're going to actually rise all the way up to that point again. Give it a good couple of years perhaps, because people are appreciating affordable green clothing and armor. It's just, yeah, that might be a bit of a wait now, so consider waiting. Yeah, we're seeing some very wacky, silly things being brought up here, but it's good. You're going to be doing the same, I'm sure. So yeah, it might be a bit of like a hassle, it might be a bit tedious, but if you want to walk away with those sweet, delicious profits, you're going to have to do this, right? Oh, stop complaining, you. This is how you truly win. All right then, so you will most likely get to a point we're going to have to start buying things. Maybe consider buying like some games. Like I said, maybe consider looking at those brand new Steam decks, Steam machines, I'm just saying. But perhaps you might need to buy things. I might make another video discussing just that. You might need to consider looking at other games as well, like TF2 cases and maybe even some Counter-Strike cases. Not a bad shout. But of course you want to look for options that most likely will work out nicely. So it's a bit annoying. I know. So keep an eye on your inventories. And of course, keep an eye on the prices that you see in the front page. Now is the best time to sell. Or perhaps wait a little bit longer and maybe sell it just a little bit more. In general, now is the best time to sell. That's probably the best answer. For like the next 2 weeks, there's your answer. Start making considerations now. Quick refresh, have we changed? Yes, we have. Bombshell sheet metal double door, still about $12. North Star, tier 3. Yep, still got that guy that listed 90 plus. Someone listed like 100 plus skins initially, and well, look at that. How come it's not showing all the details? That's weird. Anyway, yeah. Don't do this. Please, please, please don't do this. Again, it's not everybody else that is going to be crying and upset. It's the fact that you are ruining your own potential profits, all right? Be smarter, and yeah, maybe things might actually work out then. But for that North Star face mask, it might be taking a while. Oh dear. And then of course, like next page, we're seeing various other things. Kiss AK-47's pushing up to $12 now. Oh, what? So can I quickly turn on my extension here? Let's change the VPN. I think we're getting a bit of a weird situation, so I'm just going to quickly change it to something else. That'll do. And yeah, $12.60 is now the best time to consider selling. All signs point towards yes. Look at it. Look at it. Although next year it might even reach an even higher price. This is the bane and the issue of my existence with the Rust Steam market. I always sit there and say, you know what? If I hold it a little bit longer, maybe I could make even more profit. No, if you want profit, just go sell it now. So it's nice to kind of think ahead, but it also will prevent you from being able to do anything, and then you'll go crazy. And you don't want to be crazy. You end up like me. So yeah, probably a very good time to consider it. And how many do I own again? Probably quite a lot. I didn't mean to close that. Whoopsie, sorry about that. All right, cool. So yeah, that's pretty much everything. Be patient, be sensible, and you can also walk away with some sweet, delicious little profit. Now, with all that yapping, did Hedge make some more sales? Let's go ahead and see. Yes, he did. Money go up. All is good. Come on, let me see the history. Show me the history. I want to see what I sold. There we go. Load it. 2 No Mercy sheet metal double doors. I'll take it. Not going to complain about that. Let's also show you another account. So over to here, 1,261. I started the day with this at 1,138. So that's a pretty nice looking gain. And well, what do we see now? Oh, it only went up a little bit. Only a little bit. Maybe you might only have some small gains initially, like here and there, but it does add up and it does lead to like some sweet, delicious, proper profit, like some big fat profit. You just got to be patient as also. All right, understood. So I know we yapped for quite some time, but I do hope like I've addressed all the potential issues and how you might like approach certain situations. You get the idea, I hope. But yeah, start looking at all of your accounts, start making considerations. Like, I don't have tons of funds and everything, but like it doesn't hurt to just like keep track of everything. It doesn't hurt to just kind of keep track of the progress. Now, of course, I have been buying a bunch of things. I did say I went and bought 200 gingerbread sheet metal double doors. That cost about like $500. But in the position that it's in, well, technically speaking, it's already gone up to $4. I think I'm in the green. It's all good. But yeah, I'd always recommend that you consider doing this yourself. And yeah, just look at like my first account here, 173. Now it's gone all the way up to 566. But then you look over to here, this account 1557 down to 1277. Again, these weren't cheap. So yeah, makes sense. Not too hard to comprehend. So how many skins do you happen to own in your inventory account right now? Feel free to comment below. And how successful have you been with picking up cheap barters throughout all of 2025? Feel free to comment below, because people like you that very likely will make a very interesting impact. There'll be people like you that will be probably have to sit here for a while because you've got so many skins to go through to put, list at the right prices. But hey, it's worth it. The profits, very nice. And chances are you'll be able to buy every single game that you truly wanted on Steam. Or be like me, you buy it, you forget about it, and then you realise, oh, I wasted my money. Whoopsie. Steam Wallet. Let's clarify that. So, all right, cool. So if you get a good look at the brand new Christmas skins, you're more than welcome to go ahead and watch my Rust rotation video. We've also got the predictions video. Certain skins here do look pretty interesting, and the potential to see collection continuations next year. I mean, it might be pretty good. But let's also point out with the first 24 hours of sales. So let's just switch over to here, and as you can see, I have posted something like that there, just talking about post-Christmas. Scroll. There you go. It genuinely looks like these Christmas skins are not going to sell that much. But in the long term, with a smart buyer, if you do pick up a decent amount of these, in anticipation to Christmas next year, so Christmas 2026, if these have not sold that much, but suddenly everybody does want to get like Christmas skins, do not be surprised these rise up in price quite easily, because again, if they haven't sold that much, there's only so many to go around. There's only so many that can get listed on the Steam market, so do consider that. So, no, cool. Seems I've got a message going on over here. What are you asking for, like strange people? Twitch drops are free. Okay, must have been someone asking about, hey, can I buy the Twitch drops? No, go spend your time staring at someone playing the game. All right, yep, I truly believe that's everything. I think I've got one more account. There you go. So this account, what did you have? You had about like £1,260. Well, let's refresh right now, because we have gained almost £200. We've gained basically like $250. So yeah, it's not just the main account. All the other accounts are also listed with tons of skins. And over the course of the next 2 weeks, it might be a bit of a pain. It might be a bit of a struggle, but I will be making that profit and I will be happy about it. It would be absolutely lovely to have 8 accounts in total, with completely full like funds and whatnot. And as you can see here, I haven't updated this one yet. It said 1,200, but then overnight I spent like like £62 just on random things. So yeah, it is what it is. All right. So best of luck to each and every single one of you. I do want to do like more update videos to talk about my progress. If I can do it, what's stopping you from doing it? Well, I mean, you probably need to save like a bunch of skins, but well, that's up to you. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Hope you all had a wonderful Christmas, and I certainly hope you have a wonderful, happy New Year as well.